Hi loves, it's Shanda. How are you? And welcome to Shanda Says. Tonight's vlog, it's not going to be easy vlog for me. I know that I may get some backlash from this vlog, and you guys know me. If you are a fan of Shanda Says, you know I love to discuss topics that, ruffle feathers. But I love a reaction, and I love the fact that you guys are so vocal in your comments. So tonight's vlog is dedicated to comments because I really want you to write in and give me your feedback on it. I want to talk a little pop culture. I'm not going to be specific, but the content, you'll know what I'm talking about and you'll know who I'm talking about. But I have a question. And you know I love to start my vlogs with a question. Do you feel that black women are owning up to or are responsible for the images that we are seeing on television? Do you feel that if you're an African American woman, and even if you're not an African American woman, I really want to hear what you think of African American women or black women. I'll say that. Uh, do you feel that we live up to the label that is placed upon us when you look at TV? Now, when we look at TV lately and we see the imagery of African American women, we see loud, we see angry, we see defensive, we see that we are riddled with pain and rejection. We are bullies, we are snapdragons, and we are just bad attitudes all the way around. You know, you guys know where I'm going with this. There's a certain TV program that I'm going to be honest, I watched it this past week. And I watched it a little bit. I'll be honest, I couldn't watch the whole thing because the berating and the nastiness and the bullying was beyond, like I felt myself getting angry. I felt myself wanting to stick up for someone that I don't even know. I felt myself wanting to get physical with somebody I don't even know because it was so disgusting the way this person behaved. Now, you guys know who I'm talking about. I don't need to name names. And I was very hesitant about vlogging about this because, in this business, you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what can happen. But I have to be honest, as a woman in what I advocate and what I do, I don't have a problem sticking up for what I believe in. Because I feel like if you're going to go on television and you're going to represent yourself in that way, then you got to own it. You can't say that it was for the cameras, it was edited. No, you can't blame. You have to own what you did, plain and simple. But anyway, the imagery regarding African American women, I always want to know how, the public is really, you guys really have the opinion. You guys really know how things really are. You guys know, you guys are Front Street. So when you see things on TV, you see things on media. Social media has it where you can voice your opinion. You can say the things you want to say. They may not always be nice, but do you really feel that black women are what you see on TV? Are we angry? And do you feel that African American women on television are being represented in a positive light? What African American women on TV do you look up to? Are there women on television that you look at and you're like, and there goes Bella? You might hear the game too because my son is watching the playoffs. But I'm concerned about it. I know that this world is not perfect. And behind closed doors, many of us act a certain way. And I do think culturally there are certain issues that African American women have. I do think a lot of us have been through very bad things in our life. And I do think a lot of us do have things to work on. But do we need to be represented across the board that this is how we are? That we always have this attitude, that we always have to be negative, that we always have to be loud, and that we're bullies, and that we don't know how to be feminine, and we don't know how to have class, and we don't know how to be ladies. and we don't know how to speak. You know, growing up, my mom was very, very diligent with us about our diction. She didn't play when it came to us, you know, how we represented ourselves, because to her, we were a representation of her and her parenting. And again, I'm not on a high and mighty horse. I don't want you guys to think that. But because I do this vlog and so many women do appreciate what I have to say and look up to me, I do have a responsibility. And I do have to say that I'm very, very concerned about the way media is portraying black women. Do I think a lot of black women do act the way that this particular woman acts? Yes, I do. I do. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm a sister, and I'll say it. A lot of us do. Hey, there have been times I've gotten out of hand with in my own life. I have a mouth. My mouth could be, whew. There are times that my mouth could be like Shanda, Shantika, two sides, you know. But here's the thing. We're not all perfect, okay? The difference is that when you're on television and people are buying into you emotionally, and whether you want to believe it or not, if you're on television, oh, I'm not trying to be no role model. You are. People follow you on Twitter, they follow you on Facebook, they follow you on Pinterest, they follow you in so many ways. There's so many ways that you are more tangible than even 15 years ago. So you may not want to play the role, but you are the role model. There has to be some responsibility in how you represent yourself in media. It's your reputation. It's your character. And for me, you know, there's a lot of people petitioning the show, and they want to do all these things. And the reality is, as long as you keep watching, they will have ratings. You know that. But there is something about it that still draws you to it. Even though it turns you off, you kind of want to still see how deep the negativity is going to go. Because it's water cooler television. It gives you something to go back and to talk about. And if there's going to be that on TV, my feeling is there's yin and yang, there's good, there's evil. But there has to be a balance, a positivity that we see in women. And let's take color out of it. Because look, we could pull up Bad Girls Club. We could pull up Mob Wives. Because that's playing into a stereotypical way of looking at a certain type of woman. But we as women aren't being shown enough as being down for each other. And that bothers me. Because so many of us are. But that's not being shown. It's always us throwing down in each other's face and I'm the baddest. Here's the thing that gets me. And I know you guys aren't used to seeing me like this. But it's always this hood shit. What is that? What's wrong with being a lady? What is wrong with representing yourself in a way that is positive? You cannot go out and speak to young women and tell them to be a certain way, and then you go and showing yourself on TV like this. You can't. You got to serve one master. All of that in your face, I'm bad, I'll kick your ass. Where do you go with that? Who do you need to impress so bad? My parents had this saying, protesting too much. If I got to talk about how much I'm a boss and how much I'll beat your ass or how bad I am and how much I don't take anything, I'm protesting too much. Because for me, that I analyze everything, to me, that's just nothing but a puffer fish. Because that's just a person dealing with a lot of insecurity. Because people that are about it don't say anything. They just are. They just be. I don't need to prove, I don't need to say, I just am. But not to make this too long, I need to know how you feel about the subject tonight. Do you feel black women are deserving of the imagery? Do you feel that this is who they are? Deal with it. I'd like to know your opinion. You know, if you're not an African American woman, I want to know, how do you view black women? What are your experiences? You know, we're women, and I'm pro woman on my vlogs. I'm pro. I don't care what color you are. I love women, and I love men. We're gonna talk about men tomorrow. But I love you guys, and again, write into me, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.